All right, let's dive right into this explainer and decode exactly how you can secure your legal residency in Spain without working, strictly following the rules of Royal Decree 1155/2024. If you're a foreigner planning your big move, or maybe you've just arrived and feel completely lost in the maze of Spanish bureaucracy, trust me, you are not alone. Well, today we're handing you the map. This is a practical, no-nonsense guide designed specifically to get you through the system efficiently.
We're taking all the guesswork out of this today by walking chronologically through 1. The non-lucrative residency basics, 2. Strict financial and health rules, 3. The official document checklist, 4. The step-by-step application process, 5. Arrival and renewal timelines, and finally, 6. Essential reminders and disclaimers.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, the non-lucrative residency basics.
So what exactly are we talking about here? By definition, the residencia temporal no lucrativa, which translates directly to temporary non-lucrative residence, is strictly for those of you with your own income who simply do not need to work. I want to be super clear on this. You absolutely cannot be employed or self-employed in Spain under this permit. It's an initial authorization that lasts for exactly 1 year. Think of it as the standard dedicated route for pensioners, rentiers, or really anyone relying on significant savings. Basically, if your ultimate goal is to work in Spain, you're going to need a completely different authorization.
Moving right along to Section 2, strict financial and health rules.
To actually qualify, you're dealing with a pretty rigid mathematical formula established by law. You literally have to prove a baseline of 400% of the current monthly IPREM for yourself, plus an extra 100% of the IPREM for every single dependent family member you bring along. Now, what's the IPREM? It's Spain's official public income indicator. The exact euro amount isn't hard-coded into the law because, well, the IPREM changes. So you'll definitely need to look up the current year's figure. You have to prove you have these minimum amounts calculated for the entire 1-year duration of the permit. And you can prove this through legally admitted means, stuff like property titles, certified checks, or official bank certifications.
Beyond the finances, you're going to face some very strict health and background checks. You'll need to gather proof that you hold comprehensive health insurance, public or private, it doesn't matter, as long as it provides full coverage in Spain. You also have to provide a medical certificate proving you don't have any diseases with a serious public health impact. This aligns directly with the International Health Regulations of 2005. Finally, you need an absolutely spotless criminal record proving you're not a threat to public order or security, and you must confirm you aren't under any active no-return commitment to Spain.
Next up is Section 3, the official document checklist. Now we get to your arsenal. This is the exact, non-negotiable paperwork you must prep before you even think about stepping foot in a consulate. We're keeping this incredibly practical. This is literally your printing list. Start with your completed Formulario X01, the official application form. Next, a passport or travel document that's valid for a minimum of 1 year. Your Certificado de Antecedentes Penales, that's your criminal record certificate, must cover any countries you've resided in for the last 5 years. Then add in your medical certificate, proof of financial means, proof of health insurance, and the receipt showing you paid the processing fee. Keep in mind, every single document here must be flawless. And depending on your specific consulate, you might also need official legalizations and translations for these papers. All right, let's look at how this all comes together in Section 4, step-by-step application process. So the real crucial point is how you actually execute this application. It's a strictly mixed sequential process. You can't skip steps, and this is huge. You do not begin this inside Spain. Here's your chronological path. Step 1. Submit your file at the Oficina Consular, the Spanish consular office in your home country. This usually means you have to show up in person. Step 2. You wait. The Oficina de Extranjería, which is the immigration office back in Spain, has a maximum of 1 month to make a decision based on what the consulate sends them. Step 3. Once approved, you get a visa that lets you travel and enter Spain. And finally, Step 4. After arriving in Spain, you have to physically go to the police station or immigration office to request your actual physical card, the Tarjeta de Identidad de Extranjero, commonly known as the TIE.
That brings us to Section 5, Arrival and Renewal Timelines.
This crucially illustrates why your work is absolutely not done the moment you step off the plane. The clock actually starts ticking the exact second you arrive in Spain. You have precisely 1 month from your entry date to personally apply for your TI. And yes, this step requires your physical presence for fingerprinting. You cannot send a representative. Once you finally have the card in hand, you actually have to live in Spain for more than 183 days a calendar year to maintain your status.
When it's time to extend your stay, there's a strict window. You must file your rénovation or renewal within the 2 months right before the card's expiration date.
To keep your permit active, you really need to make sure your funds haven't dropped below that IPREM threshold we talked about earlier. Now, the good news is that the renovation can actually be done online or via a representative, which is way easier than your initial application. But you still have to prove you maintained your health insurance, and this is super important. If you brought any dependent minors with you, you have to prove they are actively enrolled in a Spanish school.
Let's wrap things up with Section 6, Essential Reminders and Disclaimers.
Okay, time for a final reality check so you don't run into any nasty bureaucratic surprises. Understanding how the Spanish administration communicates, or sometimes doesn't communicate at all, is absolutely vital. Never, ever assume that no news is good news. For this specific process, if the government goes completely silent after a month of reviewing your application, that silence legally equals a rejection of your visa. In Spanish administrative terms, this is known as desestimatorio. So you really need to track your timelines carefully and be fully prepared to follow up or appeal if you're met with silence.
We're closing out today with a very vital reminder. This explainer is meant to provide informational guidance only. It is not legal advice. Always, always verify current requirements and those moving IPREM rates directly with the official source and your local consulate. So, with your step-by-step map firmly in hand, I guess the only question left is, are you ready to conquer the bureaucracy and finally start your brand new life in Spain?
That was a quick overview. On our website, you'll find step-by-step guides to many procedures: the Padrón, the health card, the NIE, the TIE, legalization, and more. The link is in the description. And if you get stuck, message our Telegram bot. We'll walk you through for free, step by step.